Cheeky Sport.
Are we on, right?
Yep, you're now tuning to Ritz FM. This is Cheeky Sport. I'm Big J.
CheekySport Akeem.
The dog, Mr. Heritage. Everybody hates Chris.
Blah!
Yeah.
All right, basically, I don't want to start with
Shaitan.
I don't want to start with none of the Manchester games because all the fans are gonna go. So basically, we're not gonna start with that.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna start with I don't know. Let's start with Chelsea. Chelsea versus West Ham, 1-1. Another bad. Well, I don't know. Another bad result for Chelsea.
Chelsea done
Well, not really.
Aspilicueta has basically come out and said even if they won the FA Cup, it's still a failed season. It just
it
hasn't really gone their
It
way.
is because they finished fifth.
From champions.
From champions falling this far down. Again, we've already sat here and spoke about, the problems with Chelsea. Obviously, we don't need to dwell on it, but in a nutshell, guys, what do you guys think about? Like, any fans of Chelsea, like any of your brethren who support Chelsea, what are they saying about?
They're unsure if Conte is the right man for the job. I mean, I personally think, like I said before, it's clearly a squad issue because Jose Mourinho, was once doubted for his greatness when he left the club. And I think what it's shown, this is, I think, the third time in 10 years now they finished fifth or lower. Yeah, so this is a recurring
Especially
issue.
after winning the league.
Yeah,
as well.
this is a recurring issue. Yeah, so
I
some of
beg
the
to differ
spinal
with
team
Jose.
or Roman Abramovich needs to now be asked some questions. No one's going to ask him no questions because
he's the boss man.
if you ask him,
at the top of the
ask me a question. All right, you're fired. Do you know what I'm saying? So then, ask me a question. Go on. Roman be like, go and ask me a question. All right, cool. You're gone. You're gone. Cool.
Do you think that we're gonna need some? You're like, no, mate.
Them ones there. He's one of them ones. Like,
Big up
with the block
Abramovich, man. I can't wait to invite me to the dinner and all that, my brother.
He ain't gonna do that because he's not
Russian
Chelsea
dinner.
fan.
He's gone soon.
He's gone soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna
He
sell
ain't
the
go,
club.
why is he gonna go?
You reckon?
Yeah. Especially with all that political stuff going on.
He don't care about that, man.
You don't care about that. He's
Come
actually
on, mate.
pleased,
Come
bro.
on.
Yeah, England are sending Russians home.
Nah, not rich ones, mate. It's not rich
They were
ones.
talking about freezing man's assets the other day.
He
Seriously.
ain't freezing no
Well, don't try to
assets,
listen.
man.
You know,
Come
Chris.
on.
Obviously, it's a bit
You know what? Yeah.
You propaganda.
You know what we need, Chris?
propaganda.
Because
Yeah,
Chris is the
propaganda.
real conspiracy theory political
That's it.
man, isn't it? And he knows what me and Akeem are like when the
Straight
cameras are off.
I know.
But you know what? On our show, talking about some simple football stuff, he always tries to bring in they're freezing his assets.
I know. All of these
Bro, allow
mad
it,
things.
man.
Like,
Just tell me about Chelsea's performance, bro.
I'll tell you what. Okay, one, Conte is the right man. Two, that Jose comment was trash because Jose. I've got to find the right word here.
And also I wanted to ask you both about what you guys thought about West Ham as well.
I thought it was a good.
West
Look,
Ham,
I thought it was a tough.
performance.
Yeah, just like a good result.
It was a
for
good
them,
result
no?
for West Ham.
Yeah.
But West Ham played well.
It's just funny. It's just funny because it is Chelsea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Chelsea. Then look, man. Conte, Roman, he's clearly tired of this whole thing because he ain't giving out the money like he used to. He's basically pulling the strings back. So you don't win the league the way they won the league and then drop off like that without there being a problem upstairs. It's not Conte because he's a sick manager. He's better than I actually believed. Even Pep said, "Was he saying he's a tactical genius?
Yeah.
He's a sick manager." But they ain't been given the P's to compete with City and you lot, basically.
I don't think it's anything to do with money. I think
It is.
It's not
They
really
look how much they spend
because
compared to Man United
Don't you
and
think the
City.
fall is a bit
no,
too
but you
drastic?
can't-
though,
you can't-
for it to be just the fall from first.
Yeah,
to
but you
fifth.
got to remember.
It's a bit of a.
Yeah, but Man City are too sick, yeah? And then there's you lot who spent a ton of money and you got that Shaitan as your manager.
Yeah, but
And we
Spurs
know-
haven't spent any money.
And we know he likes to part. Yeah, but Spurs have got consistency.
and they got better players than Arsenal and Chelsea.
What's up? Not to Arsenal right now. Spurs have got some sort of consistency in it. Liverpool
Of what?
momentum's kicked in for Liverpool.
No, but I think they're just trying.
What do you mean?
to
What do you mean?
Liverpool got this thing because they've done it under Brendan as well, where they have this momentum second half of the season and they become like it's almost unstoppable. But the press also get behind them because they're Liverpool. Lovers.
Yeah, but I
They're
think
still
look,
old
I
men
think
that used to be
Chelsea
Liverpool fans.
Chelsea had has had a difficult time at the moment, but in reality, West Ham are going to be a difficult match to play at
against
any
anyone,
point,
yeah.
especially because they're fighting
They're fine.
relegation.
Same
yeah?
with Southampton
So
against Arsenal.
exactly. So every
we
game's
did
going to be
some
hard at
changes.
this stage of season against those sort of teams. You would actually prefer playing like Watford, Leicester,
This is the
blah,
business.
blah,
end,
blah,
Or
teams.
basically.
Burnley, yeah,
or
somebody-
Burnley.
yeah.
You know,
It's the business
these-
end of the
these
season.
are-
Even a Burnley. Hey, yo, big up Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche, one of the top managers of the season. You mind special mention? No.
Yeah, I think he's up there.
Nah,
I
he
think
done well,
no,
but for what he's
no,
done.
I think look,
For what
I
he's
think he's up there. I think again this season I think he's up there. Klopp, Pep, obviously Jose,
Huh?
and then
only because you're talking
and
about,
then
because you're
Sean
money
Dyche.
spent,
And
you're talking
I'm
about
talking.
money
I'm just talking about generally
General
speaking.
management,
Generally
yeah.
speaking, those four have been the outside.
So who's the other one you said? Did you say Jose?
Yeah,
I would say so.
Jose, because of his points position, his
Okay,
points tally.
okay.
Yeah, we're talking about just league. I'm not talking about
No,
overall.
we're talking about
yeah?
just league, yeah.
I'm talking about, look, Liverpool have had a good season. That's the
Yeah,
truth in the league. And so has Man United. But Man City's had obviously an exceptional season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of
Man
course,
City been strong all the way through. Other teams have
100%.
had patches.
exactly.
Had patches, yeah,
100%.
of bad. No, not patches of blitz, but patches of bad.
Consistency.
Inconsistency.
basically,
Yeah.
But,
But we're Sean. But I'm just rating up Sean Dyche because Burnley have been able to
big up
do.
Sean Dyche.
Like that's been hard.
Yeah.
Again, so basically, like you just said, it's obviously good for some of those teams who aren't fighting relegation. You just mentioned the Southampton game.
Yeah,
Was it 3-2?
3-2. But we made a ton of changes.
Say that again.
We made like 7 changes, so it's expected.
Is this for the Thursday game?
Yeah.
And what did you think about the performance? You know, I didn't ask you about the last week. Was it last week when Aubameyang had 2 goals and he gave Lacazette
Yeah.
the pen?
Yeah.
That's calm.
Yeah, he had to.
What do you think? What do you
People
think? What do you
make
think of
such a
that?
big
Wait,
deal
hold on.
about
Quick question. Why did he say he had to?
Because he needed his confidence back up. I mean, he
Yeah.
scored like a
But
minuscule
I think
amount
that's
of
kind of
goals.
soft, you know.
I know.
Why?
I don't really
know,
like the
it's
man
soft,
like
it's
saying,
soft.
listen, hey,
But
listen,
Arsenal,
you need this.
Arsenal as a
You
spine.
need your confidence.
Yeah.
Here's your confidence.
But that's
back.
happened many a time before, though. Well, there's been many occasions when this has happened.
But
Just,
to be honest,
just because he was on his
It was his hat trick. I think that
No,
was
no,
it.
it happened.
I
It happened.
think you can say no. You take
No, but you know,
it.
our main penalty
I think
taker
it
is
was-
Lacazette, though.
No, it happened. No,
Those
no.
are main
Look, it
players.
happens
He's
anyway.
one.
Look, I remember Man United done that with Martial one time when he was on a bad scoring run. Oh, sorry, he didn't score for a long time and he gave him the penalty.
Was there a man on a hat trick? It's just because there was a man on a hat trick.
I know, but you got to
It
protect.
felt like
it's better
a handout.
And plus,
It felt like
and
I'm
also,
on my hat trick. I can get the hat trick. I can get the hat trick.
No, but you got to support your teammate. You got to get your confidence back up in your
But I
team.
also believe that if it was more crucial part of the season, that might not have happened. Do you know what I'm saying? But because we're not fighting for nothing in the league,
It's just something of just.
But
yeah.
isn't the issue that you're never gonna play, because obviously Arsenal fans want this sort of York and Cole sort of like situation moving forward, but he only wants to play one of them up top.
Yeah, but what I'm trying
So-
to say,
so how's that gonna work?
doesn't everyone only play one up top?
everyone plays one.
I know, but they've generally got 2 strikers that can do a York and Cole. Obviously not to that level of York and Cole, but
Lacazette's going to
they
play
can
with
Just different time.
Aubameyang. You
Huh?
see, they'll play together.
yeah, but they're not going to play off him. They're
no.
not going to play 2 central
no,
strikers.
but that's
Yeah, that's
that means
because
you're going
they
to change your
don't play that
formation.
anymore.
That means you're going to change your formation.
Man United didn't play. Dwight and York didn't even play like that because Dwight York used to drop deep.
No,
sometimes.
he dropped off. He dropped off, but there were 2 centre forwards, bro. Come
Yeah,
on.
they were centre forwards, but
Yeah.
he would
But
drop
that was
off,
the
though.
Whereas now what you're doing is
everyone-
Lacazette's now going to be on the wing.
York done things that Fergie didn't even believe he was going to do. No one knew he was going to score goals like that and be this prolific goal scorer. Even Alex Ferguson knew that.
Yeah.
So Alec didn't predict that. That's why he was like, oh wow. I never
But York
thought this
was
would
a good goal scorer before he came to Man United
The
anyway.
most he scored was like 16, 17 goals.
Yeah,
in the
of
league.
course.
It comes to Man United
Yeah,
first season. I
yeah.
think he bagged 29 league goals.
Yeah, of course.
Man was on fire. 27.
But what I'm trying to say is that we change the formation to suit our team, and I'm saying Arsenal really should change their formation.
but
I don't
I'm
think
saying
Wenger
that
does
no
it.
one plays
do
that
though.
formation
You know,
now
what
anyway.
Yeah, but no one
Arsenal-
does it because no one's ever got 2 great strikers
Or
at
two
the same
great
time.
wingers either.
Really, who has that?
Well, everybody has 2 great strikers, but everyone would rather have one sit on the bench and one
Well,
play.
ain't Martial a great striker? Ain't Rashford a great
No,
striker?
that's
Yeah,
what I'm
you
trying
just
to say.
wouldn't
No,
do
but that's what I'm
that.
trying to
Hey,
say. But
Lukaku
Martial
goes
and
strike.
Rashford, but Martial and Rashford. Yeah, but saying no one plays like that. Why? Why does no
No,
one
I
play
don't know.
like that?
Bro, if I was a
Football's
coach, I could tell you how.
Huh?
Yeah,
Football's changed.
football's changed.
What,
It's
so
the
you
short
can't play
answer.
so you can't play top.
Football's changed is the short answer,
Yeah.
but I couldn't tell you the technical reason why, but it's definitely.
Well, there's
definitely
more
changed
man
as
in
to what it
midfield
is,
now.
my guy.
There's more man in midfield. So
Yeah, everything's one
That
in
needs to be
midfield now, so
changed. You
everyone
take
always
one of
runs
the
everyone's
strikers
midfield.
and
So you're saying Wenger won't do 2 up top?
no,
then?
I'm saying Wenger's going to do 2 up top. Don't worry about that, son.
You're gonna risk it, yeah?
My guy, if he keeps his job, he's painting a bloody masterpiece right now.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
So anyway, big up Arsenal very
Moving on.
quickly.
Next
Very,
season.
very,
The
very.
next season.
just before-
Why are we bigging up Arsenal? They beat
Well,
a
you know, I
relegation
wanna-
battling
the
team
reason why-
3-2
The reason why is because obviously
at
last
home.
season,
Was it? Yeah.
last season, big up troops. Obviously, last season it
Big
was
up
views
Troops.
from the 6th, innit? It was
Yeah.
like Man United were winning result,
Yeah.
and they were still sitting in
Aye.
sixth
Was you
place.
winning though last season and still staying?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, troops? 6th, yeah? Where are they?
Yeah, views from the 6th.
Hey, what's
They
going
ain't
on?
moving. They
What's
ain't
going on,
moving.
brethren?
It's like Saturday 6th.
Yeah, but
next
we're
day
gonna
6th.
win Europa.
No.
And it's gonna be a beautiful
That'll be
season.
sick. That'll be
But-
sick. If you don't
And
win
it's gonna be a
Europa,
great season.
Now, if you
the
don't win
same way
Europa,
it was
yeah.
great.
No, it won't be.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's not the same
for us.
because we already had a domestic cup banged.
What cup? What, the League Cup?
Yeah.
which you lot could have won.
Bro, we played the best team in the world.
Bro, they're not even top 3.
All right.
They're not even top 3.
All right,
They're not even top three.
all right. So now that we've spoken for the last what was that 5 minutes? Was that a little 5-minute roundup?
yeah.
Any other things you want to talk about? Really?
No.
No, is there not anything relegation battle? Nothing.
Well,
like that?
relegation battle, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting.
But I think personally, the team that's definitely down alongside West Brom is now Stoke.
Yeah, Stoke are gone.
Who's West Brom's manager now? It's not.
They ain't got one, have they?
No, Lambert, I think, is at
Stoke. No,
Yeah,
Stoke's got Lambert.
Stoke's got
How's
Lambert.
Lambert still getting jobs?
No, he was all right, bro.
We've had this management conversation
Yeah,
already.
they just go round and round and round.
We already had this management
It's
conversation.
almost like they spin the wheel of fortune. And you know it stops.
Who wants a job?
Oh, who's there?
Lambie, you're back in.
Yeah, you're back in. Come on down.
We got a job for you. Like, we already know how the
I don't know
game
how he's
goes.
gonna do it.
Big up Paul Lambert anyway. We might interview him one day.
Yeah, big up Paul.
Or not.
But yeah, it is interesting. So I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys.
Who's going down?
Who's the
Who's
third
going
and
down?
final team to go down alongside
down?
Stoke and West Brom?
Well, no. Stoke's not down yet. Still, you can't say that.
man are down.
You can't mock them.
Them man are down.
Oh my days.
Sorry.
my
All right. Obviously, now I want to move on to the big game of the weekend because that Liverpool-Everton game was a bit lackluster because obviously Liverpool are focusing on the Champions League bout.
I don't know how.
But let's get to the team that they're versing. You know what I mean? By the time this comes out, there would be a result for the Liverpool versus Manchester City game.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'm predicting for City to be City to be out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm gutted. Yeah. I can't even lie. Part of me is slightly gutted.
Big up Laporte, De Bruyne, all
Stones.
watching this on a Wednesday angry. Watching Cheekysport win on a Wednesday angry.
But they might still
Can't
win.
you just
They
be
might
knocked out?
still win though.
They can't. Nah, they can't.
You reckon they might
can't.
win 5-1?
They can't.
Okay, all I know is Liverpool getting away goal.
Yeah.
That's what I can
That's
guarantee.
If they get an away goal, they're not going to score 5 against Liverpool.
That's what's
It's
mad.
like we're saying all this. If
Is
anything
there-
happens,
we're
they're
saying
laughing at
they
us.
can though.
Huh?
They
They can, of course they can.
Might
Yeah,
have
they
to do a
got it.
cheeky one tomorrow then.
Yeah,
Put a cheeky
But it's-
pound down.
They want cheeky pound now.
Oh,
They're
no.
5-1,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Because
Mad.
I know that
You know the
Liverpool
odds are still starting dead like 3-2 for Man City to win.
5-1 win.
Is it?
Probably.
But
Because
we'll check
Liverpool
it
are
out.
just.
We'll check it
I
out.
don't know.
Hey, betting companies, holler at us, man.
Straight up.
We'll start doing the odds at this bad boy.
3-2, 10-1,
3-1-2,
32,
send that one out. Odds on.
But you know the truth is,
Don't
I think
gamble, kids.
Klopp's got to play this. I think in 2 different ways. I
There's
think
got
the way
pace.
he's got to play it is.
Yep.
I think he should defend for his life until a goal. Wait, hold on. Until a goal goes in. If a goal goes in, depending on what time it goes in, yeah. If it goes in after half time, then it's cool. If it goes in before half time, just go all out attack and do
You see
attack.
what Man City?
I think they're going to do it.
You see what Man City's second team done against Manchester United in the first half.
What do you mean second team?
I like the second team.
But that was their first team
don't fall for
besides
the
2
chat, don't fall
players.
for the
See
chat.
their second team against you lot, yeah?
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
Like they battered you, yeah, in the first half.
Yeah.
Well done for winning the game.
Yeah.
But they battered you in the first half, yeah. And that's their second team, and you're the second best team in the country right now, yeah. Now imagine when their big boys are going to be playing, and they're playing Liverpool, who've got one of the worst defenses going. But because they're on a good run and momentum's kicking in, they're doing
Actually,
their
they've got
business.
quite a few
But
clean
Big Mo,
sheets.
Mo's not playing.
They got
though,
quite a
but
few-
Big Mo, yeah, they got clean
Mo
sheets.
is
You know what?
Mo will play.
Let's have it right.
He'll be on the bench. He'll play. Trust me.
Let's get on to what. He will be playing.
He'll play, trust me.
Because I've heard
Honest.
think Klopp. I even read it. Like Klopp said, he'll be playing. He'll be calm. Let's get into this, yeah. Because let me tell you something. Yeah, we got our own group chat. Okay, this geezer sends in with the hashtag Don Pep, yeah, into the group of man talking about.
Don Pepion, yeah?
Don Pepion saying, "Oh, we could have had Mkhitaryan and Paul
Love
Pogba in January."
Love it.
Shut up!
Did you
Big
see?
up Conor McGregor smashing up
Did it?
everything,
And then
man.
what happened?
That's how I felt.
And then Pogba thought, you know what, I'm going to dye my hair blue or keep my hair
I
blue.
don't know why he done that. That was free. That was
But I
free.
still show I'm a red. How he started smacking
That
them up
didn't make sense.
towards the end of the
That
game.
Alright, so
Started smacking them up.
now let's talk about it, yeah? Last week we were talking about the Manchester derby. The Manchester derby happened, yeah?
The Mankey
Chris,
derby.
Chris made it very clear last week that it was inevitable. They were going to be celebrating in
You know
front of
why?
Manchester United.
I didn't realise though
that
they were going to get smacked up by Liverpool.
we even spoke about that second team
But I
thing.
didn't realise they were going to get smacked up by Liverpool.
Because you remember last week, I even said, oh, they're obviously not going to play a first team because Champions League is also a priority.
Yeah, but you know what?
You said, don't matter what team they field, mate, they'll do the business.
Look at me.
yeah.
Look at me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes now. Tell me at half time you wasn't all over the place.
No, I'll tell you what. No, let me tell you how.
Don't you tell me how it was. I know you was in bits.
Let me tell
you
you.
was hiding,
I went
bro.
in bits. You know how I felt? I thought we got battered. It can only be better in the second half. But don't get twisted. I thought it could get mad if we come out and
But
we
can I
still
just
play
say one
bad.
thing?
should've been
Can I just say one thing? Though? I was angry about the performance, but I wasn't like, oh, like I wasn't complaining.
Yeah, you know why
I
you
wasn't, because I'm
complaining,
not
though?
Jose out.
No, you know why you
I
wasn't
wasn't like,
complaining?
oh, Jose out. Oh, these
you know why you
players.
wasn't
I weren't
complaining,
moaning.
Giza? Because they're inevitable. You knew they're inevitable before the game.
No, I even tweeted it. You can go back and check my Twitter. The Twitter's in all of our Twitters is in the description
all
below.
fake.
I said once Man United get one back, because 2-1 we all know is the most dangerous scoreline in football. Am I lying?
No.
Yeah. Exactly. So as you know, as soon as a man gets one back, it's on like Donkey Kong. Okay? If you don't know, let me tell you.
Anything
when it's
can
2-0, anything can happen.
These two.
Anything could
Tell me now.
Hey, our album's coming.
4-0.
And then, hold on. It should have been, but it should have been.
five.
You know,
It should have been, but
I said, football's won today.
Well, you're right.
I missed the whole. I was right because football did win in the end because it was great. It was a great game.
wait, hold on a second. Can we just put? Look, there's a couple of mentions.
Because at the moment, we're
Because
very
look,
scattered.
Let's go to the game. Let's talk about the game.
Before we talk about the game,
Okay.
please, let's talk about what Don Pep said
Yeah.
in regards to
You're talking about
agents,
Raiola
right?
now.
And- yeah, Raiola.
You got to admit though.
And
You
just
have
let
to
me
admit that
know
was slick.
what you lot thought about that. Yeah, before
Okay.
we talk about the reaction.
So
when you sent it into the group chat, what was your
My thoughts
What
are-
was you expecting to get?
Let me tell you.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
okay, go on.
When I said that to you, look, I wanted to know.
No, I'm just asking. No,
I wanted to know how you man actually felt about that because you got to admit we've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
Really, like what managers actually come out and said, "Hold on a minute, my man tried to offer me my man last week,
Yeah.
but now he's gonna."
I'm a bad guy because I'm a bad guy.
I said I'm a bad guy.
I'll tell you
If
what
such a dog,
I
why is he
thought.
off? And you know what smacked it as well? It was Pogba, and we know that Pogba's having problems with Manchester United right now. And at the end of the day, what happened in that game is just papering over some big crap.
So let me tell you. Let me
Hold
tell
on.
you.
Wait.
And back to Paul Pogba, I don't care what anybody says. For 90 million, do.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
90
Let me.
90 million's
You
worth.
done.
Nah. Ramsey's looking like a better player right now. That's Ramsey. Right now, I'm being. If Man United had Ramsey right now, he'll be banging his bare
Let me
goals.
tell you now. Let me
No,
tell you now.
Hold on, Pogba.
I love it.
You gotta admit, Pogba's being crap. Sorry, excuse my language. Poo. He's being poo. For the price he costs, 90 million. I'm expecting man to be tearing trees.
You done.
I'm expecting roundhouse kicks, overhead kicks like Ronaldo. I'm expecting things like that. I'm expecting to see Jose do what Zidane done when he's doing this with his I'm expecting all that. He ain't doing none of that.
Mate,
Okay.
Pogba ain't pulling, and he was lucky to even get them goals in the game. I don't care what anybody.
He was
says.
lucky.
Okay.
Lucky.
Okay.
Underperformed.
All right.
Alright.
Fake
You know
Chris.
what? I might finish. Emmanuel Petit said it right. In the World Cup, man's overrated.
Okay, cool.
You done?
No.
With that
Okay,
garbage.
go on, Akee.
That straight trailer park trash.
Go on, Akee.
Right. On to the next thing. Paul Pogba. Better than any Arsenal midfielder you've ever had since Vieira.
I don't know what this
Yeah?
has to do.
Wait,
I don't know
listen to
what
me.
this has to do with Arsenal.
Listen to me.
We'll-
I'm just making this clear.
I'll let
I'm
that
making
one
this clear.
slide.
I'm making
I'll
this
let
clear
that
to
slide.
shut your mouth.
I'll let that
I'm making
slide.
that clear. If he was in your team, he'll walk into your team as a captain.
I'll let that slide.
Yeah, you'll bow to him and you'll make a statue. You'll make a statue like you did Henri, but this time before his career finished. Dirtbag.
Go on.
Moving on.
Is he better than Fabregas?
Moving on, let me talk.
Is he better than Cesc?
Those that bring on,
Wait,
those
wait,
that talking about Santi
I'll let that
Cazorla
slide.
and all your other
I'll let that
trash
slide.
players, yeah? Okay, let me move on. Right, so now talking about Pogba's performance. Undoubtable, he's the man of the match.
What,
Yeah?
first half?
He's 2 goals.
He was man of the match.
Well done. Man of the match over the 90 minutes. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah? He was. But he was man of the match. He's
You know what Graham Souness?
He was the
Graham
official
Souness
man
said
of
it
the
right.
match.
No, Graham Souness said it right at the end of the game. He said, "Hold a minute. Let's not get carried away. He was poor in the first.
He
half.
was. And that's correct.
Yes,
And that
exactly.
shows how good he was in the second half.
sorry.
And wait, hold on a second. You got to realize those
see,
2
capitulate.
goals were world class.
Oh, geez,
They were world class.
Wait,
They were
let me
world
see what you're
class.
saying, bro.
No, you need
Both
to
goals were world
intervene.
class.
No, I
don't
Hold
need
on,
to intervene
hold
because
on,
I
hold
know
on,
you say
hold
your
on.
part. I know
They're
you
world
say
class.
your
They're
part.
world class.
How hot they
And even
world
hold on, even the 3rd goal is world class. Big up Alexi, yeah. Alexi Sanchez, who's pretty much almost. You could even say he assisted all 3 goals because the turn that he done, that turn, I ain't seen him do that for a long time because Arsenal couldn't get out of him.
That's
Arsenal
on this.
couldn't get out of him for a long time.
That
Bro,
turn down
that
the
turn-
byline.
Are you mad?
To feed it to Herrera.
Bro.
Then Herrera giving a.
Are you dumb? Bro, are
I
you
get my
dumb?
moves out for that one.
Bro, do you know the quality for Herrera to see him?
Wait,
that was
come
hard.
on.
Anyway,
That was
You
good.
like
That
that
was
assist.
good.
And you
I
back
did,
chest
I
day.
did, I did.
You back chest day.
I did.
You wish
bro,
you could
are
do
you
that.
dumb? Are you dumb?
What is in?
When I
Usa,
saw that, I
it's
couldn't even
Bro,
cuss. I couldn't
anyway.
even cuss at that moment.
Anyway, Pogba. Anyway, the last thing I'll say about Pogba, yeah, is his season's not been great, but you got to realize stats don't lie, yeah. And on stats, he has got quite a few assists. In fact, I believe. Hold on, I believe he's got. Hold on. I know you're talking a second. I know, but I'm just gonna say what I think out of my head, and you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Get it right.
He has got, I think, 5 or 6 less assists than Kevin De Bruyne. And he's played a lot less.
5 or 6 less.
Yeah. 5 or 6, and he's played a lot less. And hold on, he's not had a good season, and he's only got 5 or 6 less assists.
Kevin De Bruyne
just to put that in perspective, yeah.
No. Let's put it in perspective. Kevin De Bruyne has 15. He's way ahead. My man has.
No, he's not way ahead. I just said 5 or 6 less.
Pogba has 9.
Pogba has. So I just said 5 or 6 less.
Geezer, that's a lot in assists.
Yeah, is it?
It's like telling me, oh, you know what? Usain Bolt got 9.58. Oh, I done 10 seconds. But I was close. No, you wasn't.
It's not the same, mate. It's not the same.
No, you wasn't.
It's not the same. It's not the same, mate. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Okay.
But anyway, he's getting there. He's getting there. Not great season, but he's moving on.
By the way, Pogba's played 21 games.
And how many is Kevin De Bruyne played?
Way more. Come on, man.
32.
Yeah. Thank you.
Come on, man. 10,
Akeem, you're right on that one. Akeem, you're right on that one. Yeah, thanks. Let's move on.
10 plus more games.
Thank you.
Come on, geez.
10 plus more games. Let's see. So anyone who's talking crap about Pogba, stop talking. Yeah, and big up Alexis for now. All Arsenal fans wishing they had him back.
No way.
Yeah, you wish you had him back.
Way.
Thank you. Well done.
All right. So very.
You know, Mkhitaryan's got more assists than Alexis Sanchez.
And how many of those came in from us?
So
how many of those came from us, mate?
Guys.
Yeah. So some of them are from Man United. That's my point. Yes. Why are you talking about a player that we half own for half the season?
But you're talking about Sanchez, you idiot.
Yeah, but
half own.
No. But you're talking. But you're talking about stats. No, you're not listening. Bro, you're talking about stats. I'm talking about. You're dumb.
What did he do?
You're dumb.
Geezer, take your meds.
Bro, you're dumb.
All right, listen.
This guy.
So before we talk about Manchester United too much, can I just say something very quickly? Like I said on my Instagram, yeah. Yo, Ash, let me tell you that. Do you know how much champagne they bought?
Woo!
Do you know how much champagne? Listen, do you know how much champagne they bought?
You could talk about this and we can't
do you
talk
know?
about
Chill, because I'm champagne Jermaine. Do you know how much champs they bought? Yeah, for that party. Forget your Prosecco brunch that you guys go to, yeah?
Hey.
Fun that.
Straight up.
These men bought premium Don Perignon.
Hey.
Yeah?
Straight up.
Buckets and buckets of champagne.
Wham!
Yeah? What's his name? Flipping out. Mendy.
Yeah, Mendy.
Mendy, yeah?
the shirt.
Mendy's wearing a shirt that says the best team in Manchester.
Hey, what happened to that shirt? What happened, boy?
Yeah. What Arabs thought this thing was Disneyland. They had fireworks on top of the stadium. Ready to go off. Underneath all the fans. Well, the fans that were in the stadium. That empty stadium. They had flags underneath. So when they win, they just wave it. You know, you pull it out from underneath the seat. Fam, they were 2-0 up and they lost. Forget it wasn't a draw. They lost. You know that? Do you know how much bottles of champagne you have to put back calmly on the rack?
Calmly, innit?
Click.
Buried to the cabinet and that.
Click.
They're going to do all slides.
Looking like a night shift in Asda. Bare moves on the floor.
Piss.
Click.
You know what? Man used to work in Asda. Man's done that night shift.
Straight up.
Bare balls back on the shelf. Oh, man. I gotta wait.
That wine cellar in that.
And then all the Man City fans, if you haven't already, go and check out the episode. You've only delayed it one more week. It's like, no, mate, we've delayed it for 2 more weeks.
It's a 6-pointer. Yeah, people didn't understand.
With Dave, he's like, Man United's on live support, mate. He's like, oh, Man United's on live support.
What did Dave say to him? He said, empty stand, empty hand.
Empty hand.
Yo, wait a minute.
He goes, what did you say?
Yeah, what did you say? Calm down.
I gotta say it. The fan looks at Dave, was like, what did you say? He's like, what? It's the empty hand stadium, mate. It's empty, mate.
Man.
Bruh, I don't care what none of you lot say, yeah? How could you go? You've gone there to win the league. Man are talking about Man United have to do the guard of honor, all of this, have to watch their rivals win the league in front of them, yeah? Now, here's what people are going to be saying. I know what they're going to say. Manchester United fans are gassed about their second place trophy.
Yep.
But Manchester United fans know it had nothing to do with that.
It had everything to do with that.
It's about pride.
Let me tell you what. This is what to me that match was about. It was about the neutrals. Because all season long, pundits, the media, the commentators, everybody has been talking about how Manchester City are up here and basically how Manchester United are down here.
Which is true.
I'm not saying Manchester United are a better team. That's cool. Do you know what I mean?
It's facts.
You might beg to differ. There's a lot of fans who are going to beg to differ about different things, yeah?
It's facts in life.
Because there's men who might still say Arsenal are one of the best teams in England
We
as
are.
well. Fair, okay, exactly. So... Exactly. Exactly. So, what I thought was funny is everybody thought that it was done. Then man bought Dom Perignon. Listen, after this video's done, go Google how much a bottle of that is and times that by 1,000, okay? Times that by 1,000. That's how many bottles they had.
Mad thing.
Beer ice.
Champagne
Beer,
party.
basically. Yeah, it's a champagne campaign today.
Champagne.
This is over. I'm telling you, they're upset. I'm telling you, they're upset because they all the neutrals, Chelsea fans, Spurs fans, everybody thought Manchester United are no more.
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho is no more.
You are no more.
You can't say that
In this
after that
current state,
performance.
you're no more.
I just think you can't say that after that performance.
After that performance.
Because
Jermaine.
none of us, bro,
Big J.
What
Big
did they
J.
say?
Hold on. Whoa. You're old enough, you're smart enough to understand that they had a bloody second team out there. They're in a form at the moment. Also, they got that Champions League game on their mind. You know
Rubbish.
this. You should not
Rubbish.
know. No, you should
They
know that.
didn't
If
have
they
that
put their
on the
best
mind.
team out, they're
That is a bit. Okay,
Bro,
wait, hold on,
bro,
hold on.
smoking
bro.
you.
Hold on.
They're
Who's
smoking.
okay, wait. So I'm going to bring up their team now.
Who's Man United's best
Hold
team?
on. No, it doesn't
Who's
matter.
Man United's best team?
It doesn't matter.
So when you say all that best team
True
stuff,
say.
I'm not hearing that.
McNulty wasn't playing.
He did come on.
He come on though. He didn't start because he's a starter, McNulty.
Right. So let's look at this. Let's look at this team quickly.
I ain't gonna lie, the stats don't lie. Them man had 20
So wait,
attempts
hold
on goal.
on. They
United had 5.
Hold on. What part of that team is not first team besides Kevin De Bruyne and Aguero? You tell me. Thank you, mate.
I don't know,
And look, let me just give a quick thing. Talking, yeah. Pep Guardiola.
Best
Yeah.
manager.
Pep Guardiola.
Best manager.
Yeah, people. Yeah, he's a great manager.
Well, look, Bernardo Silva don't start.
He does start, mate.
No, he-
How can
He
you
don't
say
start,
he
he
doesn't
don't start.
He does start games. What are you talking
He
about?
can start
He's started
sometimes,
Champions.
but-
What? So he doesn't start. He
No,
does
not all the
start.
time.
Either way, I said there's 2 players who didn't play: De Bruyne and Aguero.
Facts.
And on that note,
Which is fact, which is
and
true.
on that note,
Fernandinho's
let me tell you, Pep Guardiola. Yeah, listen, this guy. I think one of his flaws is his decision making when things go bad. Yeah, and his decision making to bring on Kevin De Bruyne and Aguero in a game he didn't need to win, when things went pear-shaped because he didn't change his tactics, not his personnel, 3 days before a game that is a must-win to go all-out attack.
What do you mean he
is
didn't need
stupid.
to bring them on? Why not?
The fact that he brought on Kevin De Bruyne and Aguero, as soon as he brought that on, I was like, this guy really is overrated. Honestly.
Are you
'Cause if
sure?
you-
Why
no,
did you think that?
Because pure season management, yeah, to make a decision to bring them on, remember, Aguero's only just come back from fitness, yeah, into the team.
Into the first, yeah.
They have to be fully fit for Liverpool. Liverpool, listen, the Champions League is what matters, should be what matters. But what matters to him was to make sure he embarrasses Man United and wins the Premier League in front of the fans. I know, I get that's important.
Damn straight, that's important. It's
But
done.
Is it safe to say that he feels
was
like
a bad
he's already
decision.
out Champions
That was a
League?
bad decision.
Wait,
That was a bad
you're
decision.
talking.
And like
You're
I've said hundreds of times, I don't want to spend. Hold on, you can talk in a second. I don't want to spend this conversation talking bad or ill about Pep Guardiola. Yeah, but as I keep saying, yeah, Pep Guardiola, okay, is not the man people think he is. He's a great manager, but he's not the man people think he is. Yeah, Klopp has shown a few
you have
times
been
he
saying that
isn't.
since for a
Yeah,
couple of seasons.
he's lost quite a few times this year. Spartak Moscow, Basel, Liverpool twice, Manchester United. No, he has lost. He has lost. People forget he's lost twice in Champions League already before the Liverpool game. Yeah. Don't act like this is a perfect season.
Yeah, but bro,
Meanwhile,
that's
hold on.
that's football heritage.
Meanwhile,
That's football heritage. You said it last week.
Yeah, he's for heritage. Wait, hold on.
You've
It's
lost-
heritage.
you've
Wait, hold
lost
on.
5 games this
Hold on a
season
second.
in the league.
Hold on a second. Heritage, yes, but don't get twisted. What was the 2 other clubs he's managed?
Barca,
Bayern Munich, Barcelona. How are they doing at the moment? Has Bayern Munich just broken the record of winning the league earlier than any manager has in the last 30
don't
years?
get your point.
Woo! Hold on a second.
get
Has
your
Barca?
point.
Hold on
Basically
a
saying
second.
that.
Hold on a second. Let me
Pep's
finish.
not that.
Hold on. Has Messi scored more goals on his goal-to-goal ratio before or after Pep Guardiola left? Facts. How many times? Hold on a second. Here's the key thing. How long has Barcelona's unbeaten run been in comparison to any other manager in the last 30 years? Shall I give you the answer? They've just broken that record. With a manager that no one even knows about, because no one even knows about them, bro, they're unbeaten in Europe. They haven't lost a single game. They've walked the league. They've walked the league. Woo! Woo! Hold on a second. Woo! Woo! Woo!
It look like he's gonna hurt himself. It's mad stiff.
I got wires still. We ain't wireless out here.
You know what?
We ain't wireless out here.
You, that's the definition of a football thicko.
Yeah.
When I say football thicko,
by talking facts,
it's there.
By
That's
talking
a
facts.
football thicko.
Go on.
Geezer, you cannot discredit the best manager in the world.
Tell me.
You can't. Period.
Answer what I'm saying. No. Answer what I said. Respond to what I'm saying.
Listen. I know Pep's your uncle.
No.
I know Pep's your uncle, but you keep.
No.
Listen.
Hold on.
You're pushing him far.
Jermaine.
You're making Pep sound like the
Wait, Chris.
No,
I want you to tell me, Chris. I want you to tell me.
Because you keep
Wait,
disrespecting radio.
I want you to tell me.
Hold me back.
Wait, hold on, bro. Wait, bro. Hey.
Big man thing, man's not having that.
Big man thing.
What are you talking, cuz? Swear down, cuz. It's not a joke, cuz.
Bro, you tell me how a side with an older and aging PK, no Xavi, an aging Busquets, an aging Iniesta, Dembele, Paulinho somehow is with that squad is somehow doing more bits than Pep. Shut up. He's overrated. Simple facts. Move on. He's overrated.
He's not overrated.
Josh side. If he's hold on. Let me say something.
Paulinho and Dembele is not doing bits.
If he's overrated, what's Jose?
What do you mean?
No, you
what
see
that,
man.
How many managers won? How many managers won Champions League?
I have a point to what he said. I have a point to what he said.
You tell me.
Don't bring Jose into this.
There's only a handful.
Because Jose's a legend. Yeah.
Stop bringing Jose into a legend.
Pep is a legend. I agree. And I'm trying to rebut
his point. But he's still got to prove himself.
I agree with Akeem. I agree with Akeem. Whoa. No, wait. Listen. No, what he's trying to say is this is very simple what he's saying.
This is how Donald Trump gets into power, people.
No, what he's trying to say.
Fickos.
No,
real
listen, Chris, listen. What Akeem is trying to say is very simple, okay? Pep's built his legacy. The reason why we're calling him a legend is because the stuff he's done at Barcelona and the stuff he's done at Bayern Munich.
I don't even believe it. He's laughing.
No,
I do believe it.
He's saying, Chris, you can let me explain.
Yeah, go on.
Explain to the people. Akeem is basically saying that Pep is we regard him as a legend because of his work at Barcelona and his work at Bayern Munich. Yeah. And he's saying that should be not null and void, but he's basically saying it shouldn't be classified as that special because those two clubs are doing great with or without Pep. Okay.
Woo!
My point, so that's fine.
Okay.
My point is, my point is, we regarded him as a legend before he came to Manchester City. What he's done with Manchester City should counteract that.
No, because
it should because at the end of the day, without him, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing.
You can't say that
because and then you always say, and then your rebuttal is they was doing that with Mancini. And all I keep trying to tell you is, bro, if you think Mancini's Manchester City is the same Manchester City as Pep Guardiola's,
you trying to say
then I don't know.
Well then, you trying to say Mancini's?
I love Man City.
Well then, you're not saying Man City's team was better or even equal to Pep Guardiola's, right? Are you?
You're talking about player like the player ability.
Yeah,
you're talking about as the players. No, he's got.
Bro, he's not even close. And neither was Pellegrini.
I don't know if.
Bro, he's not even close. With that squad that they've got, even the bench, that squad is one of the best they have. Tell me a team has got a better squad. No,
but wait, no, bro.
At the moment,
what I'm trying to say is this: he's made Raheem Sterling lit.
Sick,
bro. Bro, do you know why that's a bad argument?
was doing bits in Wolfsburg.
Do you know why that's a bad argument? Shall I tell you?
Let
me answer your question, your point, Every manager in the world, and I'm talking about, look, honestly, every manager in the world has improved players significantly. Certain players. And wait, go on. Hey, bro, tell me a certain manager. I'll say, look. Let's even say Jose Mourinho. What? Lingard wasn't this good
Lingard's
before.
Still dead.
No.
Carry on.
What?
He's still dead. Carry on.
What?
He's still dead.
Yeah, cool. Well, you weren't saying that against you, but anyway.
He's dead food.
Yeah,
bro. Against Arsenal, I was gutted.
Bro.
You know when he's going against Arsenal? I was thinking, how's dead players scoring goals against Arsenal?
Coaching quality. If you're talking about coach quality, that's like saying, cool. Welbeck, when he was at ours,
still dead.
Was good.
Dead player.
Compared to what he was at you.
He was dead at Man United. Welbeck was dead at United.
He's
dead at Arsenal as a striker.
Can we stick to the management?
Great defensive midfielder. Great right back.
The point about the management topic is, the point I'm making is, every manager can be responsible for improving talent. Don't get twisted. Sterling has grossly improved. But Sterling has grossly improved. He was a young kid anyway with bags of potential. Don't get twisted. He obviously has done great with Pep. Pep's done great with him. But
Pep's been using Fabian Delph at left back.
No, but bro, Sterling.
He's using Fabian Delph at left back, bro.
And he just got found out, didn't he? Delph got found out.
He got found out.
And Danilo,
But he should have
found out.
Yeah, but he should have been found out earlier, though.
He should have.
Delph should have been found out earlier.
The rest of the team's so good. They have protected that.
Yes.
Just like Paulinho has been protected.
Their defense.
Do you know what I'm saying? You
Their
get
defense is still
protected when the rest of your team is good. Okay. When you get found out and when you get exploited, that's when you get Pascal Second. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people start finding out and going direct to source. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, long story short, before Chris
I agree. I hear what you're saying, but
That's it.
I feel like Pep's a legend. I feel like...
But what gives him the legendary?
Shall I
The
tell you what?
two Premier League titles.
No, but even what he done at Barca, I do.
No, I'm asking you, what part though of his career?
You know,
that made you say,
No. The Barcelona part.
The part when he won the 2 Champions League in 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And the
And
league
obviously
titles.
the way they played. Yeah. And then I feel like what he's done.
So wait, hold on. I'm just saying.
Especially,
I'm
let me
putting it
just say, especially if this Manchester City do go surpass 100 points, because I think they still can if they win.
No, but Jermaine, come on. To be fair,
I'm just saying.
To be fair, bro.
I'm just being fair,
bro. You shouldn't ever call anyone great on a single season, because you're talking about surpassing.
No. It's his second season.
No, I know, but I'm talking. Last season wasn't good, was it? So
No, he finished third.
So
it wasn't good.
So you can't say this thing. Look, you got to look at the last 2 years.
He had last season. It was poor. Yeah, and he said, "I'm
So
gonna."
last season was poor, still world class. This season, over 100 points.
Bro, it was the fact. What my point is this: last season, when he was finishing third, and you said he wouldn't finish top 2, which you came out being right.
Yeah.
We, as the rest of the football community, knew
what? He wasn't going to finish top.
That he was going to finish top 2 either the season after. He was going to be a force the following season.
Yeah.
We all knew that.
Yeah,
whereas maybe you would have disagreed with that point, no?
Yep.
Back then, no?
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, whereas you're not even seeing that he was going to win the league this season, we already saw that.
No, you can't say you saw him win the league.
Bro, not like winning the league. Okay,
Yeah.
not winning the league.
saw it.
But I knew
But
he
he'll
would
be
be in
there
the
or
race.
thereabouts.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah, fair enough.
I knew he was going to take that
Fair
team.
enough.
He's going to look at them and go, yep, I know what I'm going to do here to change it, because he's that good of a manager.
The best.
He's that good of a manager because he knows how to look at his teams and he knows how to improve players.
best.
He knows how to improve them technically.
The best.
That's not me saying it. That's basically.
Bro,
I get what you're saying, but I don't think.
I'm sorry.
I also want to say
Go on.
back to one of your things you said. You said that all managers
They have.
improve players,
They have.
and I disagree with that.
Okay, so tell me one manager in the Premier League, or even an ex-manager
I
in the
don't
Premier
think.
League. that hasn't.
I can't.
Bro,
tell you,
even
I can't tell you what player I feel.
Even Tony Pulis
I
improved
can't tell
Chris
you
Brunt.
what player.
And all them man there.
I can't tell
And
you what player.
Rondon and them man
I
there.
hear
What
that,
you
but I'm
talking
saying
about?
Arsene Wenger. Do you think Arsene Wenger is one of the guys you think improves players? Like,
Wow.
he's coming to improve them.
You're trying to say he hasn't improved anything?
No, I'm just asking. I'm just saying it's not what
That
he
is
does.
where I defend Wenger, because
No, I don't think that's what he does.
Henri when he came was
I
not
just don't
doing.
think.
Nah,
I'm
bro,
just
you
saying
can't
that's
say
not.
that.
That's not
Him
his
of
king
all
attribute.
people.
All right, ladies and gents,
That's
that's
not
the
his
end of the
key
show. Football Thickos is done.
No,
You name one player. You name John.
That was
Go on,
mad.
talk then.
That was mad.
No, I'm just. Wait, what players has he majorly improved?
He just told you Henri. I could leave it there. We end
Oh,
it.
Henri. Okay,
We
all
end
right.
it there.
That's a one-off, but that's a good player.
One-off.
What was Patrick Vieira?
One-off.
What was Patrick Vieira?
You see, you're not going to bring up all the old school,
Do you
man.
want me to?
They're not going to mention no one in the last decade.
All right.
They're not gonna mention one man. Because what I'm trying to say is,
What about Hector Bellerin?
obviously,
What about Hector Bellerin?
I don't know if he's
What about
got
Jack
there,
Wilshere?
bro.
What about Van Persie?
I don't know if Jack Wilshere's fulfilled his potential either, bro.
Mate, he hasn't fulfilled his potential yet.
But,
we're
mate,
talking about improving
time's
players.
ticking, geezer.
We're talking about improving players. He's only 25.
No. I'm trying to say,
You just,
Pep
you just
improves
said,
players.
You just said Wenger's thing ain't developing players.
Not
That was
really.
his main thing, was developing players. I never thought he was a football figure. You've disappointed me. I didn't think he
bro.
was a
In the
football
last
figure.
decade, I don't think he's improved that much players, bro.
We-
Like, not like how you
So
think.
what, is that,
No,
what-
like, I don't
Nasri?
think
Are you
under
trying to tell me
him.
Nasri, Adebayor, Robin Van Persie?
We didn't see the best of Nasri.
What?
You think Adebayor was that?
Was Adebayor not sick at Arsenal?
Tottenham, mate.
So wait, because he had one good season, he was sick at Arsenal.
24 goals, this geezer before
Wait, so
Arsenal.
because he had one good season, he was sick at Arsenal.
At Arsenal,
He was like, he's one of you lot's guys. You not mentioned him.
No, he would have been. He would have been.
Yeah.
But because he's such a rat, yeah? Okay, you're trying to tell me about Robin Van Persie you should know about Robin Van Persie, so come on, let's not talk about it.
Hey, the best of RVP.
Yeah?
The RVP was hard, but what I'm trying to say is this. This is all I know.
But you just said he had
This is
developed
all I
players.
know. When he was with you lot, man never finished the season. That's all I know. So to say he improved, No, but it's true though. To say, he
So
improved.
wait, hold on,
Why
Jay.
did you buy him for then?
Hold on,
Because he was
Jermaine.
lit.
Bought him off the
Because
street.
he's lit.
Yeah,
He's
off
lit.
what he
He's
done for
lit.
us.
And what did he do
You
for us?
football
And what did he
fickle.
do for us?
You fickle.
And what did he do for
Hold
us?
on, Jermaine.
Wait, but what did he do for us?
Jermaine, can
He was lit.
you name anyone else
Can I
that
just
Arsenal's
say-
improved?
Was that not
But
done?
besides
Hold
Van
on,
Persie?
even
last
he
year?
knows that was dumb.
No.
Even he knows it.
No. I'm being honest with you.
Akeem, was that
It's
not done?
Listen, you can name a player because
Akeem.
no.
Was that not done?
You can see he says it's dumb. He said it's
Yeah,
dumb.
yeah, it's a little
I'm
bit.
rebuttaling his point. His point is that every manager improves players, and I don't
Of
think that's
all
right.
the managers, you say Wenger.
I
Not
don't
to
think-
develop
mate,
players.
I can tell you bare
He
loads.
made
I
Ashley
can tell you
Cole.
loads of players that
He
haven't-
made Ashley
Has he
Cole.
made Welbeck better?
Who?
Yeah, no,
Has
that's
he
one
made
one.
Ox
He
better?
hasn't.
Who?
No,
Has he
Welbeck.
made Ox better?
No,
The Ox-
he was good. with-
Wait, has he made Kieran Gibbs better?
Oh,
Gives hit a plateau.
He made Koscielny better.
Yeah.
So I think he can make some players, but it's not like what he does. It's not like, I need to make a player better. Let's take him to Wenger. No.
That's what. Are you
No,
dumb?
you would do that. You would do that with Pep.
That's one of the dumbest things I've heard.
I don't think. Hey guys,
I'm actually
know.
disappointed in you being a football figure.
you would be. You would
I'm
be.
gutted.
You're saying it because it's Wenger.
Because you.
Wenger's a great manager. He's a great
So
tactician.
what was Wenger's
He's
strength?
a great. It's his tactics. He can play.
Can I say about Koyo money?
No, bro. The reason why I love Wenger so much is because.
Okay, you name
he's
some
had-
players. No,
he's-
wait,
wait,
hold on,
wait,
let
wait,
name some
whoa.
players.
The reason why I love Wenger so much is because you can give him dust and he will give you gold. That's
So
why I
name
like
some
dust.
players. No,
Doesn't make man better.
You name some players the last
He's just
10
very
years.
resourceful
Besides Van
and
Persie.
I've named bare players.
Huh?
Oh, wait. He's named bare sick players from time ago. He's made better. He can't tell me like what Man United have done with young players and made them better.
Oh, young players. Are you talking young players or
Players, bro.
Because you ain't made
players,
no players
What
good in
players?
ages.
What players came to you lot as nothing
Monreal.
and left Matt? Alright, cool. If you get alright, cool.
Is he not a better player?
Bro.
Alright, cool.
Is he not a better player?
Bro, I'm talking about taking man from here. What I'm trying to say is he made Raheem Sterling levels. He's made man levels.
Nicholas Anelka.
He made De Bruyne
Nicholas
levels. That's what I'm
Mark
saying.
So
Emmanuel
Jose's never made players
Patrick
level.
Vieira.
What I like
Freddie
about Jose is,
Ljungberg.
yeah,
Freddie Ljungberg. Colo Torre. I'm going for the whole list.
Colo
I
for
thought
the
you were
whole
going
list.
for Ljungberg.
Colo Torre. Was he good when we got him?
Yeah,
No.
that's right.
Wenger developed him. Do not be a fickle.
Wait, he did develop.
He developed.
We know
Do
the
not be a
story.
fickle.
Yeah,
I've
we
just got
know.
Nicholas Anelka.
Oh, come on.
He wants to know
You're
players.
not picking sick, man.
Bro,
though.
you can't-
You're not picking. You're not.
Is
you-
Anelka
you
not
think you're-
sick?
You think you're killing this argument, but
Is
you're
Anelka not sick?
Is Anelka sick? I don't know if I said Anelka sick, bro.
Nicholas Anelka. We bought him for 250,000, sold him for 22 million to
Hey,
Real
listen,
Madrid.
Chris, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you're killing this argument right now with Nicholas Anelka. If you want to pick a man. Don't say Nicholas Anelka, please. How long was he with you? Like, how long?
Patrick
Nicholas
Vieira.
Anelka was
Was never in the World Cup
Patrick Vieira.
World Cup squad.
Vieira's hard though.
We made him hard.
Okay. Hey, all right.
He came to Arsenal
I
as a
can't-
19-year-old from AC Milan, dead.
And he was dead. And he was dead.
Who knew about Patrick Vieira when he was 19?
Yeah, but I'm trying to say, and you're trying to say that he made all these man like mad levels. Like,
Yes! What are we talking about?
all right, cool.
Am I the only sane man in this room?
Yeah, but you know what?
No, he agrees with you.
Nah, but you know
wait,
personally.
Yeah, but he ain't backing me because he don't want to back me.
Nah, but-
He don't want to back me.
He's
no, no.
backing you.
Nah, he's backing me like that.
He's backing you.
He
Bro.
just got like,
Akeem is on your side. Akeem's on your side.
Personally, yeah, the best manager in the world, yeah, in my opinion, isn't Pep Guardiola. Isn't
Jose
wait, hold on,
Mourinho.
it's not Jose. No, it's not Jose
Jose
Mourinho.
for me.
It's not Jose Mourinho.
Who is
The
it?
best manager in the world, pound for pound,
Big
in
cat.
relative terms, yeah, is Simeone. Do you know why? Because with his resource
What a cliffhanger.
and what he has, so you're laughing at. So wait, hold on, you're laughing at. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
love Akeem,
Hold on
I
a second.
swear.
Hold on a second.
This show.
Wait,
doesn't make no sense.
Jermaine. Tell me why that's funny. You tell me why that's
I
funny.
love Simeone, bro.
So
I just
two
don't-
Champions League finals in 4 years.
Pound for pound, and
Two-
you must have given it to Sam Allardyce.
No,
Bro,
bro.
kill the show. If you're gonna compare Adichie
no,
to,
come on, it's a joke.
come on, that's taking the mic though.
Akeem. What we're trying to say is this.
Why are you laughing
The
at
fact
man?
that you just said the
You got no
best
respect for
you
him.
actually
Because the
gave
way
us
you brought it
you
up.
actually did
Yeah.
a drum roll for the best manager in the
Yeah.
world. The best manager in the world.
He
Like,
is.
talking about man like Pep who've got accolades upon accolades.
Huh.
And you said Simeone. Simeone's
That was
hard.
him doing it. Huh?
Simeone's hard.
Yes, what are you talking? So what's funny then? That's what I'm
Because
trying to
the way you
say.
brought it out,
It's
like-
the way you said he's the best
I
player.
thought you were
Because
going to
he
say
is.
some
I would say the
madness.
best. I thought you were going to say Jose, to be honest.
No,
He doesn't.
he's not.
Guys,
He's not.
who
the
is
best
the best
the
manager
world.
in the world?
in relative terms? 'Cause that's what matters.
Relative to what?
Relative to money that they have.
Well, then
and
it's
the club.
Wenger. Then it's
Money-
Wenger.
What?
Then it's Wenger.
Then it's
which
Wenger.
one?
This is
Then you
Wenger,
have to
what?
put
Who's
Wenger
fit?
up there.
Who's sixth in the league?
No,
Who hasn't won the
relative,
league since
relative.
Facebook was
It's
made?
relative.
Shut up.
If you put
Get
it
out of
in
here,
relative
mate.
terms.
No,
Relative.
be
It's
Talk
relative.
some common
No,
sense.
but I just
relative.
said that about
Common sense.
Wenger. Wenger
And Wenger's had
doesn't
money.
have a lot.
Wenger's had money.
All right, you know, I don't know. I
What?
don't know.
Compared to
I
Atletico.
don't know about football.
Hold on a
I'll
second.
be
Hold on. No. Jermaine.
Kick
Are
me
you?
off this show.
Jermaine, hold
No,
on.
I don't think-
Jermaine, are you agreeing with him? Is that what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to say,
what are you talking about?
Wenger's clearly a manager. I just said it, bro. He's clearly a manager who hasn't had it all in terms of.
I know he
in terms of
hasn't,
players.
but then he's not.
But he's done well with what he's got.
Has he?
Alright.
Wait, hold on, Jermaine.
Alright.
Jermaine, wait, hold on a second.
I
Hold on,
think yes.
hold on a second.
Did he not
Wait,
go
hold on,
unbeaten?
hold on a
Did
second.
he
Stop.
not go
Can I
unbeaten?
say something?
Relative.
Can I say something,
I
guys?
think he has, man.
Wait, hold on.
I think he has, bro.
About 90% of Arsenal fans want Wenger out, but somehow he's done a great job.
I-
How does
I-
that make
I-
any
I-
That's
sense?
because of Arsenal
I
fan
never-
TV.
no, no,
That's
no,
because of
no,
Arsenal
no,
fan
listen,
TV.
listen,
Arsenal fan TV.
No, it's
No,
not.
no,
It's
it's
not.
not
It's
Arsenal
got
fan
nothing to do with them.
Listen,
It's not-
everything.
They're just saying they want to
Everything.
change, which is fair. They're just saying they want to
Don't cut me
change,
out, Ash.
which
Yeah.
is fair. They're just saying, all right, we got to go. They are just saying they want to change, which is fair, bro. If they want to change, that's
They're
fine.
saying a bit more aggressive than that, bro.
No,
Just say.
all I'm saying is we
Little
just
bit more
sat,
aggressive
we
than
sat
that.
here and
I
spoke
want to
about.
change.
Right, it's been
Ain't like you changing nappy and that.
That's
Come
all
on,
I'm
mate. It's a
all
bit
I'm
more
trying to say is
aggressive
this,
than
yeah.
that.
We just spoke about Chelsea, and then we said, oh, they were winning, and then now they have dropped off the grid because they haven't spent no P's. But then when I talk about Arsene Wenger not spending no P's, but still consistently finishing fourth and winning silverware and stuff like that.
Silverware.
Well, we got a couple of winners.
Some little
Silverware.
boy, some little boy trophy.
If the League Cup's a big boy
But still,
trophy,
nah.
football fick
I'm just saying.
Then the FA Cup's
to
bigger.
me,
It's context. It's context.
Context for what?
Because League Cup alongside another trophy was significant. You won 2 major trophies
bruv,
this
I
season.
don't know,
You
man.
finished sixth.
Bro.
All I know is this, yeah. Jose Mourinho is the hardest manager, man. That's all I know. Jose
So you think
is
he's
the
the
guy.
hardest then?
I love Jose Mourinho. It's all psychological.
Bro, you didn't like him
Because
2
to
weeks
me-
ago.
Like Jose.
You didn't like him 2 weeks
Did you
ago.
like Jose?
Oh,
Yeah, you're right.
I had to
Akeem's
go-
right.
I had to go against.
All right, what did he say?
I had to go against
See?
rants and
He's right.
bants saying that he wanted him out. I had to sit here.
Are you trying to
while
tell
these
me-
two was
Go
laughing
on,
at my
what?
Are you
manager.
trying to tell me that you was rating Jose Mourinho when you lot was going against them when he was Chelsea manager? No, I don't think you was.
Nah, I
You was
was.
rating Shaitan.
I was.
Supporting my club.
I was.
If
You was
I
rating that
rating-
Shaitan.
Bro, do you know what made me even support
You was
him?
rating that
Call him
Shaitan.
like that.
Well,
Don't
what
be
did he
my
say?
thing. I don't like that
What did he
name,
call
you know,
him?
fam.
What did he
I
call
don't know
him?
what it means.
Shaitan.
I don't know what it means.
The
I don't like
the
it.
devil, the devil. He's the devil.
He's a devil.
the devil.
No, allow that. Allow that.
Do you know what?
Shaitan.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Don't you dare call my manager the devil.
You saw Zlatan's post when he was holding Shaitan's hand. That was Jose's.
Bro, the sad part is, Chris is still saying that because he almost smacked up Wenger all those
almost
years ago.
smacked up Wenger?
He almost smacked
Wenger's
him
got
to the
Wenger's
next
got
dimension.
bodies.
Wenger's
like the other
bro,
way
he
out
almost
here.
smacked him
Wenger's got
to
bodies.
damage, mate. He almost
got
smacked him to
So
damage.
I just want to
Trust
get.
me.
I just want to get.
Hey,
from you.
talk about him.
Arsenal,
That's it.
Do you rate what Manchester United done with that comeback? You have to rate it highly.
What I rate is
One of the greatest comebacks you've ever seen in your life.
It was a good comeback, but I
It's
rate.
up there with the AC Milan and
No,
Liverpool.
no. I rate Jose's team talk. I rate what Smalling said at the end.
Clowns.
Jose's like, look, we don't want to be clowns, basically, because of the champagne, basically. Yeah, and the balloons coming down.
balloons and
and you
fireworks.
see Smalling looking.
Shoo,
You
shoo.
see Smalling like this,
Shirts up,
looking
champions.
like that. That's why. So I get that. That I rate. Like they went down. They did go down.
Apparently, a lot of the elderly players like Carrick and Ando, and like a lot of the men who've been there at the club for time were like brothers. Do you know what I read was like they were like, listen, if we lose it like this, yeah, the fans are gonna have a bad. They're gonna have a bad weekend. Like we can't let this happen to our fans. You know what I'm trying to say?
And
Like,
because they were getting smoked as
I
well.
thought, bro,
But
I think-
David De
I think
Gea
that's so
save.
beautiful.
David De Gea save at the end.
Don't you think that's
Flipping heck.
beautiful the way that our players?
stuff like that.
Don't you think it's so beautiful the way the Man United players had to rush up? They did that for the fans. Don't you think that's wonderful?
Don't you think that's
Wouldn't
sad?
you- wouldn't you
Don't
love it the way
think
that-
that's sad at the same time, though, but you're only doing it now in this game when you should be doing it all bloody season. And that's a wrap, folks.
Anyway, it's over now. The season's over, almost.
Season's over, man.
But we'll see what happens.
And you reckon it's gonna be the same again next season? Same again.
No, next season I'm gonna put a cheeky bet on Liverpool.
Win the title.
Yep.
So Arsenal finishing where?
And Arsenal win the title.
So you're gonna do them both.
Bro, you see this?
Bro,
Hey,
that's
the
how
show-
you know.
Now the show's over.
Hey.
Now the show's over. Mate, listen, make sure you subscribe to CheekySport. You're taking
Oh
a minute.
my
All
days.
right, now the show's over. Man,
Can I
Fitzgerald
explain
from
why
sixth to
Arsenal?
first.
Can I explain?
Go on, let me say it quick.
Hold
Go on, let me say it
What
quickly.
did you say?
Sixth to first.
But you can go from 6th to 2nd, and if there was no Man City, you'd be first right now.
Yeah, but we're sixth to second. We're sixth to second.
Yeah, so we got 6th
So
to
we're
first.
not
So
sixth
you
to
go
first.
6th to first.
No. Sixth to second is a fantastic leap, but we know we're gonna go from second to first.
Yeah, but shall I tell you why we're gonna go?
Because we know you can't to do
Shall I
that
tell you
from
why?
that to that. Would
No,
be
shall I tell you why?
magical.
Shall I tell you why though? Well, Leicester come from like 17th to first. So, you know, true that. Magic can
True
happen.
that.
So, the reason why I say Arsenal was because our season's been written off from January probably.
Because it has been. Right.
From January, it's been right off. And we finally got the structure in place behind the scenes. So there's no more Arsene Wenger having to deal with negotiation
But
and
he's only
contracts and stuff. No, because we've got other man doing that now, which should have been done 7
But he's
years
only
ago.
around for another year. Then
Yeah, I
he's
know.
gone.
But I know that. But that transition's going to happen.
So if he wins the league next year, do you think he should stay on?
No.
So regardless, he should leave.
Yeah.
Wow. Chris is saying Wenger should leave.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah,
And that
time for
bombshell,
change.
huh?
Time for change.
It's time for.
All right, listen, guys.
22 years.
Let's go.
He'll be
Let's
71 nearly.
Before we go,
Start wearing the Wenger out t-shirts
Before
next
we
week.
go, because basically, if you got to this part of the episode, this would have come out basically while Champions League is on, yeah? So we're going to do quick predictions, yeah? Obviously, Barcelona, Bayern Munich are winning 2-1 against Seville for the first leg.
Who's
going through? Who's going through?
at home?
The next one is
doesn't matter.
Bayern at home. The next
Bayern's through.
Bayern's through, yeah?
Yeah.
Juve lost 3-0 at home. Juve are out. Against Real Madrid. Yeah, that's
Juve's
mad.
going to give it a go. I think they'll win the tie.
they're out.
But they'll obviously lose.
They'll win the tie.
No, sorry, they'll lose.
At the Bernabeu.
They'll win the match, but they'll lose
At the
tie.
Bernabeu.
Yeah.
You think so, yeah?
I think they could, because they're going to try. They're going to go all out attack. Obviously,
Okay.
I think.
We'll Bayern Munich versus Bayern Munich. Barcelona versus Roma. 4-1 first leg. Second, yeah, that's done.
Oh, but is
Liverpool.
that Nou Camp?
No, then they just played at the new camp.
Actually, Messi's too hard. They're going through.
They go through. And then the next one is Liverpool versus
I
Manchester.
pray for Man City. I hope Pep doesn't.
You actually hope Man City go through.
I pray.
You're just
What is wrong with you?
why?
Because
I love Pep, but this guy's over.
It's because most of the players, like Sanya and Clichy.
Bear Arsenal, man. You men are all part-time baby blue boys.
You know
now.
why
Fuck
though? You know
you,
why?
man.
Because when we see that, yeah, it reminds of us of the old days.
How?
does,
You,
man.
bro, how many semi-finals of Champions Leagues have you ever been in?
I know, I'm done. All right, listen, guys.
No, you ain't been
That's
in
been
four.
the
That's
Cheeky
pushing
Sport
it.
I think it's
I'm
three.
just
Big
shut
shout
up,
out to
three.
Rinse FM every
Maybe
time.
two. No, bro.
Alright.
No, bro.
One against
You
United.
can catch
No.
Nine and
And one
Akeem
against
show
No.
Thursdays 2
No,
to 3.
quarter-final, we knocked you out.
I'm Big J.
Semi-finals with Fico.
He's
Semi-finals.
everybody.
We knocked you out in
Chris,
semis.
aka
It was
Mr. Heritage.
That was even more
This is
embarrassing.
CheekySport Akeem,
That was even more
aka
embarrassing.
Akeem Sanchez.
What happened against
And we're
Barcelona?
out.
So name some teams in the Premier League at the moment that's lost to
Man
Joshua.
United.
Oh. No.
Because you've got one of our best points
No.
totals in the last 10 years.
I'm trying to think of. I can't think of one right now. I'll be honest. I can't think of one right now.
West Brom? Or do you think they're just dead in
No,
there?
but I don't think. I think again. Yeah. It's not Man United.
It's not.
Are you for real?
No, we'll come on to Man United in a second.
No, what?